Hey guys, how is it going? It's Toofty here, and Volvo, you stupid game development company with you making all the stinking card games and not doing TF2 updates. We were waiting all the times for this, Pyro, and it's not fair. There you go, that's my obligatory moan about the Pyro update. That's not what the video's about. I'm kind of taking the mick a little bit, you know, with the title of this video, but I'm pretty sure it's the law that every TF2 YouTuber has to make a video on this topic. So you know I like bandwagons. You know I love jumping on those bad boys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that and chat about my thoughts, but it's not gonna be just a big old moany episode. No. I'm gonna be talking about three things. One, my general thoughts on Valve and the update. Number two, what I'm excited about. So yeah, a nice bit of positivity in this video. It's what we like. And three, when will it be out? Spoiler alert, I don't know. So it's basically a waste of time, that third bit, but you know, it's always fun to speculate. Before we jump in, sometimes I talk about slightly controversial opinions in my videos. You may have noticed things like, should there be class limits? Things like, I'm not a big fan of the Iron Bomber. And that's not because I'm trying to be edgy or I'm just trying to be different. It's purely because I think it makes for a more interesting video. I don't want to just be repeating what the whole community thinks. I literally go and select those topics because I've found that I have a different opinion. You may have heard of the term echo chamber before, and that's when people come together and just reinforce each other's opinions. That's not very interesting. I like to go, okay, actually, I have this opinion on this one topic. It's a little bit different from what everyone else is talking about. Maybe I'll make a video about that and get a discussion going. So that's just something I just wanted to mention before we kicked off, because some of these opinions are going to be a little bit like, not controversial, but a little bit triggery, a little bit on the triggery scale. Oh, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful footage in the background of me playing the Hoofster. I thought it'd be appropriate because he is the one who should have won Meet Your Match. Oh, burn! We have some banters on this channel, don't we? It's mental. Anyway, less of that rubbish. Let's jump in. So yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for Valve. I'm a bit of a Valve fanboy, if you like. And this is going to trigger some faces pretty hard, but I kind of feel like the fact that they're making any updates to this game whatsoever means we're kind of lucky in a way. And everyone's, please have a little rage in the comments, that's fine. Obviously there are problems like transparency, they really don't talk to us much and they're quite slow, but you know, I'm sure they're not like just sitting there having a laugh going, we've got an update, it's perfect, let's just not release it, just to wind them up. No, I'm sure they're working hard and it's probably a very difficult challenge. You know, we've given them a lot of negative feedback recently, they're probably really keen to try and resolve all that. And in fact, to go one step further, and this is, I'm sorry guys, you're gonna hate me, but I almost think maybe the community puts a little bit too much pressure on Valve. And I know it's easy to think as Valve, this big corporation, this evil monster thing that just makes money, but at the same time, whether that's true or not, within that there are like a handful of developers, real human beings sitting there who probably love the game and work hard on it. And it must be hard on those human beings when they get, you know, thousands of negative feedback. And I'm not saying we shouldn't like just lie to them, don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to say is I'm wondering if perhaps that pressure goes some way in contributing to, you know, getting an update out as quick as they can, like before perhaps it's even ready, and that, you know, maybe leads to a slightly less polished update, which we've all seen in the past and we're obviously all aware of. I don't know, it's a difficult one. We want to be honest, we want to give them feedback, and when it is rubbish, we want to tell them it's rubbish, but if they're constantly getting negative feedback and people moaning in videos, I don't know, the way I see it as a content creator, everyone's obviously different, but if I get a bunch of comments, the negative comments kind of make me want to give up, and the positive comments make me want to carry on, make better videos, and just keep getting content out there no matter what. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like, oh, one negative comment, screw this, kill me now. It's just, you know, it makes you go, oh, really? I've spent ages on that. There are probably people who are completely the opposite and get a bad comment and go, do you know what, that makes me want to do better. And when it's a nicely put negative, constructive piece of feedback, that I totally take on board. Anyway, I'm just rambling here. I'm trying not to moan about Valve and the update. I'm trying to talk about some peripheral topics, if you like. I totally agree with the whole transparency thing. I'm guessing that's down to the, you know, them being really busy, and you're probably thinking immediately, how long does it take to type one paragraph? And from working in huge corporations, you might be surprised how long that takes to get sign off, to get creative input from various sources. If it is literally just a developer typing something and no one needs to look at it, yeah, easy. But often these things need to sort of be put in front of people and then tweaked, and then have a bunch of people around a meeting room signing stuff off. It can be painful. I don't know if Valve is like that, but that's from my experience. But yeah, they should totally do that more. I don't want to offend them too much and come across as too much of a fanboy. You know, they're not perfect. Some of their games are perfect, don't get me wrong. I have to say there's one thing that annoys me about Valve the most. It's just that they've stopped making new games. There's no new IPs for yonks. Everything they do is beautiful, so just make more stuff, and that's my only thought. So if they just tidied up Team Fortress and left it to one side as this masterpiece, this triumphant masterpiece, you know, in their back catalogue, I'd be cool with that, as long as they kept making new games. Team Fortress 3, innit? So that was the first thing I wanted to chat about. Why I never sort of moan about them taking ages. No one's a big fan of it, but there's not much we can do. So we just wait patiently and pray. But the second part of the video is a bit more positive. It's what I'm most excited about when the update does come. The number one thing for me is the fixes to the core structure of the game. Things like matchmaking, how you queue for a game, how games are put together, all the stuff that's kind of behind the scenes, how teams are built, all those things that mean you can just quickly jump into a game and play a good game of TF2 with full teams on both sides. Things like maybe bringing back team switching if you want to switch teams. But yeah, things that kind of affect the core gameplay, and not even that, just like the core way the game is structured and put together. That is what I'm most excited about, even though it's quite boring. It's all kind of back-end stuff you don't really see, but it just should work. Maybe there'd be some UI changes as well within that. Actually, I'd love for them to change the UI quite a lot, because the homepage menu is just, it's been around for a long time. I don't think it was designed for all the things it's trying to do at the moment, to put it nicely. I'm also really excited for new maps. Do we know what kind of new maps we're going to get? I'm not actually sure, I'm not up to date on that, but if it's a payload map, King of the Hill map, they're my favourite too. I'd love some of that good stuff. I'm kind of less excited about new weapons. I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to weapons. I basically normally use stock stuff, right? Except occasionally when some awesome weapon comes along, like the crossbow for the medic, which, you know, comes along and completely replaces the original stock weapon. But, you know, if cool weapons come along, that's nice. I'll probably play around with them for a week or two and then go back to stock. I am so cynical, aren't I? I am a terrible person. Forgive me. But that being said, there's meant to be some quite radical changes to Pyro, right? And if they do indeed go the route of making some proper core crazy changes to the Pyro's gameplay, that would be exciting to see. Not just a new weapon that has 20% more damage and minus crits, some rubbish like that. You know my opinions on little tweaks. I want big, interesting new weapons that change the way you can play the game, if you want to. Anyway, yeah, a few hats will always be good too. You know, I'm never going to turn down a nice hat. And yeah, the last thing was contracts. I actually really like contracts. I don't know if that's a bit sad, but I really enjoy them because it encourages me to play classes I don't play very often and use weapons I don't use very often. The only thing I'd wish they'd change with contracts is instead of giving you like a crate every time, I think that's how it worked, right? I'd rather they made you work harder and say do like 10 contracts in a row and then get one awesome item. You know, they probably won't do that, but that would be really fun, you know, really rewarding if you got like an unusual after working for 5 hours to get these 10 contracts done. I doubt they'd do that, but that would be cool. Anyway, to end this video, when will it be out? Nobody knows, right? This is a pointless part of the video, I'll have you know. But basically, my thoughts are it's probably going to be by the end of the year. I don't think they could possibly drag this out to 2018. I'm going to be probably eating those words. I'm going to get humble pie in the face. I'm probably jinxing it right now, but you know, it makes sense that it'll be out this year. And I know we've all been thinking that it'll be out soon for a long time. We've just been saying, you know, it'll be soon, it'll be soon. I really think it's going to be soon, and I think it won't be later than around, you know, the winter Christmas period. That's backed up by nothing. It's just my random opinion, but you know, got to share that at the end. And I've always said that if I had to wait another year for the Pyro update and for it to be perfect and fix everything, or for it to come out tomorrow and be a little bit janky and a little bit broken, then I'd always choose the prior. I want them to take the time they need to take to make this beautiful. I'm sure you guys agree with me. One thing I really wish they would do though is tell us the exact date it's going to come out, because then I can take some time off work and just spend my life on, you know, making videos for this awesome content that's going to come out. Anyway, that was a random video. It's the law to make a video about the Pyro update, so I've done one. I tried to talk about some slightly different things in there. I hope you enjoyed those topics. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Lovely, lovely, lovely.